doesn't work right. And it's indicative of where we're at in America.
Well, for a number of years, Tennessee has prided itself on being not like Washington, D.C. in terms of how lawmakers work together and accomplish a common goal. But over the last few years, culture wars have marred that pride, turning Tennessee more into what some describe as a circus than a capital. State Capitol reporter Chris O'Brien dives into the relationship between the two parties as we prepare to head into a new year.
Ask any Tennessee lawmaker that's been around a while, and they'll tell you the relationship between Republicans and Democrats has deteriorated in recent years.
There's this form of politics that is coming, and I would love to tell you it's just on the left, but it's not. There's a form of politics that they see the opposing side as the enemy.
As House Republican Caucus Chairman Jeremy Faison says, the toxic culture has permeated both parties.
Both sides are guilty. We've let the extremes on both sides drive the bus.
When you walk around the Capitol halls, you often hear from lawmakers how lucky Tennessee is to not be Congress in Washington, D.C.
We're trying not to get Washington here.
But looking at the last 15 months, lawmakers aren't sure how different they really are.
I'm going into my 10th year, and I have seen me and my friends across the aisle try to mimic what they see in D.C.
Some members of leadership admit their own role in the growing polarization. Others point to certain members of the opposing party.
I don't think the whole Democrat caucus agrees with how some of their Democrats have been acting. They may not say that on camera, but I know what they say behind the scenes.
So how do we get back to a point where cordiality reigns?
We see people as humans first before we see a party.
Relationships.
A lot of that, to be honest with you, is built on relationships.
A common theme with nearly every lawmaker I spoke with. Faison cited his own experience as an example of the fraternity and fellowship that can exist if the effort is put in.
Last month, Jesse Chisholm came over and hung out with me. I took him bear hunting.
It's not going to be an easy process, and it may ultimately be too late to salvage what's already broken.
And until we get back to the middle where most people are, we're going to continue down this path.
But lawmakers hope a new year brings new ideas. In Nashville, Chris O'Brien.
Now, the last year has been full of culture wars, arguments, and of course the expulsions. But Chris asked the Speaker of the House, Cameron Sexton, what the future could look like if the tension kept up.
The longer this continues to go, and if things keep happening like that, it may not be as bipartisan as we have in the past, and that'd be a shame. But I mean, I could see that is possible going down the road.
Well, Chris did ask a follow-up question about that answer. So to read that, you can go to our website right now, WKRN.com.